video I'm going to talk about adding your resume page. So I have a few resumes here. I've got one that's a graphic designer's resume that I made in Illustrator, and I have another one that is more text-based that you could make a text-based resume in Microsoft Word, or I happen to have mine in InDesign here that's just much more straightforward and text-based compared to the Illustrator one that has graphics and more diagram kind of things going on and imagery, but lots of text too, but more imagery. You never know when people are going to get irritated if they wanted to print it out. So it's good to have both so that you have a text-based resume that's just more straightforward and isn't going to use up a lot of ink, a lot of color, so that you have the option to do both. So I'm going to get both of these in PDF form. So I'm going to go in Illustrator now that I have this resume going on. And actually, I guess I forgot to make this a clipping mask. So let me just do that real quick. Let's see. Make clipping mask. Oh, no, never mind. That didn't work. Well, I'm just gonna, never mind making a clipping mask. I'll just go File, and then I'm gonna do Save As and make this a PDF. Let's see. Graphic Design Resume. And make a PDF version of it, because that's what I am going to include on my resume page. A few PDF versions for people to download. So PDFs cannot be embedded onto the page. If you want your graphic design resume to be displayed in the WordPress page, you can make it a PNG, export it as a PNG, but I want it to be a PDF for this, so I'm going to make it a PDF, and I'm going to put it where I'm storing my files for, let's see, for this series. That looks like I don't have a PDF folder, so I'll make a new folder, call it PDF. Great. And that's going to go there. It's going to be both pages. All save. And Illustrator default is fine. Or if you want it to be higher quality, you can choose higher quality. But I'm going to leave it at default save PDF. And the same thing with InDesign. If you have a resume in InDesign, I need to get it to be a PDF before I can put it in my site. So I'm going to go for InDesign, you have to export it as a PDF. PDF for print. This will be the printable version. That's going to my media drive, to my PDFs, and save all pages, export. Okay, so I'm going to jump on into WordPress. I'm going to go to my sites, site pages, add, and I'm going to add a page called resume. So I'm going to call it resume. And then I'm going to add files that can be downloaded. So I can click add. I can click media, and then I can click on add new, because I want to choose the file from my hard drive. I don't already have it here in my media library. So I click add new, and I'm going to go to where it is in PDFs. And let's see, can I choose more than one? I can choose more than one. graphic design. So I'm choosing both of them by clicking on one, shift clicking on the other. I'm going to click open. So they're both coming in. And then I can click on insert. Okay, except then they both went side by side. So for PDFs, they're not going to come in like images. They're going to come in as links. And we have, looks like we've got these two links here, and they're on the same line. So I'm going to press return to get them on two separate lines. And then I can edit these links. So there's the link, a link button that I can use. Actually, I don't want to click this. I want to just click on, let's see. So when I click on a link, I can edit the link by clicking edit here. And then I can change the text. So this is my graphic design resume. So I could say graphic design resume, just make it capital. And I like to check open link in a new window or tab so that it doesn't navigate you out of your site. So you have a separate window open up. And then notice you could also link to existing content, but that's not what I want to link to. I want to link to what this is, which is this is my resume PDF. That's what I want to link to. So that's what the URL is linking to up there. So I'm just going to click save, and it changed the text for me. And then this one is the one that was made in InDesign. So for this one, I want to edit this and call this maybe printable resume. Printable, if that's a word. Printable resume. So they know this is the one that is not going to have all the graphics, that's easy to print. Open a new tab, and I'm going to click save. So I have those two options there. Okay, so then another thing I can do, I'm going to press return. Another thing that I like to do is I like to go into my text-based resume and select everything, whether it's Word or InDesign. I'm just going to go to, let's see, where is it? Select, no, I'm just going to use my keyboard shortcut, Command A. No, maybe not. Let's see if I put the blinking cursor in there, Command A. So that selected all the text, and I'm going to hit Command C to copy it. And then I'm going to jump back into WordPress. I have my blinking cursor right here underneath my two links, and I'm going to hit Command V to paste, and it will paste the text with formatting that I have in the similar formatting to what was in my InDesign document, but different. And then I can go in there and make changes. Like one thing I like to do is instead of having everything be paragraph, I like to highlight the headings and assign them as a heading, a specific heading type. Because if you assign headings in your pages, that adds more keywords when viewers come to search for your for content on the web, and they type in keywords on the search engine. It's gonna pull up your website. You're gonna be more likely to be found the more headings you use. So let's try heading 2. Now that might be a little big. I could choose heading 3. That works. And then so now I can just highlight all of these and give them heading 3. All of my headings for on my resume, and then when people are looking for content that's related to the content in my resume headings, then my page will be more likely to be noticed online. So employment history, I want to make that a heading. Heading 3. Unfortunately, you can't make parts of a paragraph be its their own heading, but you can go in and edit. You can, let's see what else. Where's my skills? So I have like all my skills here kind of haphazardly placed. This would be a good place to add a table, which I'll go over in just a second. I just want to show you what this page looks like so far. So I want to publish it. So I'm going to click publish immediately, and then we should see what it looks like on the site. So there it is. The resume has been added, and I can click visit site. So this is what it looks like, resume, and it's got the 2 links at the top. And then it's got all the text that's going to help me be found with nice headings. So you can have your resume just like that. And then that links to my portfolio, which is cool. So if I click graphic design resume, it's going to open up in a new tab the PDF of my graphic design resume, so people can have that. And I'll close that. And then if I click printable resume, it's going to open up the PDF of the printable resume that I did in InDesign. So they have options. They can view your resume PDFs and download them or print them, or they can just look at your resume in the WordPress page, which is great because that also, using those headings in your page helps you to be found and discovered. So that's really good. Now, I want to talk about if you wanted to organize your text into columns, then you might want to do a table. So that's why I included in the week 9's folder HTML resources PDF. Where you have a few links here. The w3schools.com link is a great one to go to. There's also a WordPress support link, but I'm going to go to the W3 Schools and go there. It has lots of information that is helpful in learning how to use HTML. The basics, HTML code, you can read up on any of that if it's brand new to you. I'm going to go over how to create tables using HTML code. You can use a little bit of HTML code in your WordPress website. So if I click that, then it's going to have various examples, and then you can get the code for the example, and that's a great starting point. So let's see, if you click on try it yourself, then you can see the code over here on this side and what the final table is supposed to look like. And you can see that these are called tags. These are the opening tags. And these this code here gives the page a certain or gives the style, the font, type of border, width. Then we have, let's see, well, let's jump down here to table. So if you just want a table, you use the opening tag for table, and then you want a table row. So that's, you got TR for table row. Then you have TH. What does TH stand for? Table header. So that's why all of this text here, company, contact, country, is in bold, because those are the tags that designate the heading, the boldness. So table header or table heading. There's always got to be an opening tag where you have the code in these little triangular brackets, and then you have a closing tag where there's a slash that signifies that you're closing your whatever item you're adding to your content, or in this case your table. So we have a table row opening tag and a table row closing tag, and then for the next row, table row opening, and then we have these names here. Alfred's, I'm not even gonna attempt that one. Well, Futterkist, I guess. So there he is, Alfred's Futterkist, and then Maria Anders and Germany. So all of those make up TD. What does TD stand for, you think? Table data. So those are what's in the row is the table data, and each one has an opening and closing tag within the table row. So we've got the rows, and we've got the headings, and then on the rest of these are the rows with the table data for each in each column, table data in each row. Okay, so then at the very end of the table, there's got to be a closing tag. So if I wanted to do something like this, I could simply copy the table code, Command C it, and then I can go back to my page. Let's see, what page am I on here? My resume. Okay, here's my resume, and if I wanted to edit this page, I can click on the edit button here, or edit link here. And then, let's see. So then if I wanted a table in there, let's see, awards and achievements. So that could be a table in, I'll put it under skills and computer software proficiency. But, oh, I think I didn't make this, I didn't make this a heading yet. So I'll make that heading 3, and then, actually, I copied the code, so I need to get out of the visual tab and go to HTML. Ooh, so there's the HTML version. And so now I need to add the table in there. So I can see things here. So this is heading 3 tag. And then underneath that, I can click on the end of this and press return. And then I'm just going to put the table there. I'm going to hit Command V to paste. So now, if I go back up to visual, then there's a table. And then I can start adding my text here, and I can work in visual to do it easily. So I can Command X and then highlight the text here, Command V, and just add away, Command X and then Command V. And if I don't want this to be a heading, I just want this to be regular text, I can go back to HTML and I'll just change this to, instead of TH, what do I change it to? TD, right? TD. Or I could delete this whole row. I could delete the whole table row and not even have it. So I have to make sure to start from TR tag, opening TR tag to closing TR tag. And then press delete. So then we'll see what that looks like when we go back to visual. So I took out that other row, and you can always copy and paste and add more rows. And I can just keep on cutting text, Command X, and overwriting other text and making until I'm all done. Command X, Command V, Command X, and Command V, and Command X, and Command V, and Command X. And I'm just cutting and pasting, but you get the idea, until I get it all in there, that all my skills in a nice neat rows and columns. Let's see, Adobe InDesign. And so this is easier to work with this way. Than dealing with all that code. So just work in the visual. Till you're all set. Mac and PC. Well, let's say that was all I wanted to, well, let me just do this one, Command. And maybe proficient Mac and PC platforms. And Microsoft Office. HTML. Almost. Okay, the rest I'll just delete. Or actually, let me just show you. If I wanted to add another row, I go back to HTML. How do I add another row? I'll go to the bottom here, and I'll just copy from table row down and copy, Command Z, and then I'm just going to press return and hit Command V. So I just duplicated a row, and now I'm going to go back to visual and see what I have here. So I duplicated that row, so I'll just change this to Adobe Animate instead of Flash, and I'll just go with PHP, and I'll put this one, Command X, Command V. Oops. Let's see, why didn't it go there? Okay. Command V. There we go. So then I'll just delete these, delete. And then let's see what that looks like. You can also change the size of your table to some extent with these controls. A little bit, to some extent. And then you can just click update and preview. And now my skills are nice, neat columns because I used a table. So there we go. So you might want to do something like that. If I visit site, I might want to reorder my pages. You remember how to do that. You can go to customize under personalize. And where do you go? Menus. And in the primary, click on primary. This page is invalid, so I'm going to remove it. And resume, if I want my resume to be up next to my portfolio or as a drop down like that or not. And contact there at the end, or maybe I want the blog to be at the end. And there we have it. We have a portfolio and a resume page. Next, I'm going to talk about the blog page and what that's all about. I'm going to click publish, and it will save the changes to my menu. All right, thanks for watching.